greatest country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
What up, America, and welcome to a special Friday episode of the Dear America. I always want to say podcast. It was so many years of saying podcast that I now have to get used to show. Also, I realized yesterday that we completely missed when we did our 800th episode of this show. What number are we on now, Royce? What is
7.
this?
We're not on 800. What are you talking about?
It says that we're on. Oh, you know what it is? You want to know? Oh, okay.
Graham is a flat out liar.
No. You know what it is?
758
On
is what this
Megaphone, it's because we're uploading in the hot seat as well. That's what it is.
Yeah, we're on 758
Megaphone
today.
said we were like on 807. I was like, how the crap did we miss the 800th episode? That makes a lot of sense. My bad. Huge letdown. I was getting ready to party it up and celebrate.
Well, I mean, you could say Dear America Network is at 800.
The Dear America Network is now over 800 episodes.
And we missed it.
And we missed it.
All right, Royce, cue the celebration, Royce.
But the Dear America show has not. Okay, that makes sense. It's my bad, people. It was a long night, okay? I will hear it. It was a long
You
night.
should have brought this up before the show.
I should have.
We
I didn't
could've told you.
think about it until just now. All right. Let's get back on topic here. We're not starting off great on a Friday. All right, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit the share button. Ladies and gentlemen, last night, even though it wasn't a shocker, and even though it was expected, RFK is announced the director of the HHS, Health and Human Services, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
And people are losing their minds. Which is crazy to me because it's not like that was a shocker, right? Can you imagine the boycotts of the libertarians if Trump had not kept his promise to do that?
Yep.
But if you're pumped about the RFK thing, give me some American flags in the chat. I want to see it blow up. Let's see here. Sylvester the Rocky showed up last night at the America First Policy Institute Gala. And the smear campaigns have already begun for the current picks of Trump's cabinet. So we're going to debunk some of these things. We're going to talk about it. Do not be shocked when the vast majority, especially of the male picks, all of a sudden they have these sexual assault things and all this other kind of crap. If you believe any of that garbage, comment yes or no in the comment section right now. I'm telling you, don't believe it because that is tactic all day long. That's the only play they got, really, across the board, outside of trying to kill you like they did Donald Trump, is, he did something sexual to somebody once upon a time, long time ago before cameras and cell phones and everything, and nobody can prove it, but he did it. That's what they do.
Yeah.
All day, every day. It's never something that happened 6 months ago. It's always something that happened 15, 20 years ago. Either way, don't believe it for a second. Let's introduce everyone that is in the show right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Hurricane Helene survivor, Donald Trump voting, handgun toting,
Yes.
not Mexican cartel Tony.
I forgot.
Buenos
DEI.
dias, everybody. Happy Friday.
No, right?
Friday show, but I can't believe how fast the week went. It went fast for me. Graham just gave me the look, what?
Yeah,
It
it's
went fast for
been
me.
a super fast week for me. All right, of course, producer Royce is in the building.
You look like a Teletubby.
A Teletubby?
Backwards. I couldn't put it all the way
Did you
forward
say
this time.
Teletubby?
Yeah, I couldn't flip the hat around in time. And of course, everybody's favorite redneck hot seat, Todd.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody.
Dude, that was a blast from the past, Todd.
You're
Teletubbies,
welcome.
man. I
That's what I'm
remember
here
when
for.
my daughters used
What
to
I'm here
watch
for.
that with their little man. Teletubbies.
I remember we used to make fun of anyone who watched Teletubbies. I ended up on somebody's kill list in high school because of that.
Oh my
Whoa,
god.
what?
I'm not proud of that. It's in my book. I'm not saying that like, I'm not proud of it, but I was number 3 on a kill list.
How
once.
did you find out?
Because they found the kill list in kids' locker,
Yep.
and
You know, I mean,
I was
yeah.
informed that I was number 3 on the list. Hey, I've told everybody I have run my mouth for a long time in my life. Okay,
That's true.
in the military, I was an E3, and they told me I had the mouth of an E7, and so. But back in school, I used to get picked on a lot when I was younger. And then when I finally started, I figured out that if I could out jab other people, that, people would think I was cool, which is a very bad way to do it. And so this has nothing to do with the show at all. Anyway, so I diverted people picking on me by picking on somebody else. And they watched Teletubbies. I made fun of them. And I still feel very bad about feel very bad about it to this day. But yes, once upon a time, I was on someone's kill list.
You were number 3. I was number 2 on mine.
Todd, I believe for sure. Are we going to talk about how Graham and Todd are matching?
Well, now everybody's got the gear.
Sweaters.
Everybody's got the gear now, so it's probably going to happen more. I'm waiting for the day that we all show up at the same time wearing it.
Did you guys plan that?
We didn't actually. I was going to wear a white hoodie, and then I decided
they're like Mississippi brother. What you wearing today?
Not to do it.
Dude, man, it's cold. That's the only reason I'm wearing one. It's cold.
No, you know what? Those hoodies are super comfy, man.
They really are.
Yeah,
man. I wore this one to our soccer game last night. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's
great.
It's heavy, but not too heavy, and it's lined fleece.
I love it too, and I always get a kick out of some people that don't know who I am, and they see it, and they're like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" Oh, it's just I kind of look around. I'm like, this is a very specific shirt, very specific shirt to wear, kind of thing.
Remember when we were in the Uber in Arizona? That was.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, that was
so great.
Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get our first sponsor out of the way. We got a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about. It's going to be a great show. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that share button. Everybody gets mad at me for saying that. Forget you. That's how the algorithms work. Like, subscribe, smash that like button, as the YouTubers say. I mean, that's the way it goes. And every time I forget to say it, we have like 400 likes on the thing. So it obviously works. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me and listen to me very clearly. They are going to do something. They're going to do something to hurt President Trump, and I believe they're going to do it by going after our money. I really do. I believe the economy, all this other kind of stuff. Okay, it was too quiet. I was listening to DC Drano the other day, and he was talking about the fact I'm really shocked that there were, what do they call it, a black swan event. I'm really shocked that nothing happened before the presidential election, so I'm convinced that they're going to try to do something before the inauguration. If you agree with that, comment yes or no in the chats. What better way to do it than to tank the economy even more? So I'm asking every single one of you to take the time to find out information to protect your family by texting the word GRAHAM. That's GRAHAM to 989898 right now. They're going to call you because they got to find out where you live so they can send the 25-page information kit to you. Okay, that's how it works. Listen, free information is vital information. Maybe it's right for you, maybe it's not, but what do you have to lose by texting the word Graham? Listen, every single one of you support us. You guys love this show. Alex Jones does this all the time. He reminds you, this show's not free, man. The way that you can help support us in this show is simply by texting the word Graham to 989898 right now to get a 25-page free information kit. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. So what do you got to lose? And you actually help us out immensely on this show. So please text the word Graham. That's GRAHAM to 989898 right now. All right, let's do this thing. First of all, we have breaking news. I don't know if this is parody, but at the same time, coming from who it is, it might be real. Joe Exotic of the Tiger King has written a personal letter to Donald Trump, not only asking for a pardon, but he's also offering to serve in Trump's cabinet as the federal fish and wildlife director. Why not? I'll say it's true. You know that game? It's like truth or lie. Why not? Of course it is. Of course. It
just sounds totally like something the Tiger King would do.
Yeah, but the answer is no. I'm America's favorite redneck. He can suck it. That's my job.
I don't know. He did have his own show.
That bro ain't a redneck, dog. That is straight up white ghetto trash. Is Joe Exotic.
And he likes trains.
Todd, do you have tigers?
And he loves trains.
He loves trains.
Loves trains.
Loves trains. That's still. I don't care if you did not enjoy that show more than anything in your entire life. We cannot be friends.
No,
that was
not
the
at all.
funniest show I have ever seen. And the reason why it was the funniest, because they were dead serious the entire time. They weren't acting. That was just them. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. I loved every moment of it. Carol Baskins, who definitely murdered her husband, all the above. Definitely. If you think Carol Baskins murdered her husband, comment yes or no. And it's like the blue and black dress. Everyone's like, is it blue and black or is it gold or whatever? Did Carol Baskin do it? No one's divided on this. Everybody knows Carol Baskin killed her husband.
Baskin is Tiger King's Hillary Clinton.
Dude, 1,000,000%. She is the Oklahoma redneck trailer trash Hillary Clinton, and she 100% Clintoned her husband with the Tigers. You know what I'm saying?
She
tore him up and threw him to the Tigers.
All right,
she's actually not that far from me, I don't think.
No,
she's not. She's not that far. She's not. The other one, I can't remember what the other one, Doc something or other, is in like the Myrtle Beach area, and so he's not far from me. And so either way, okay, New Zealand had some interesting things go down, and at the end of the day, Canada, Britain, all these places want America to become more like them. This is what we would have to look forward to, I truly believe, if Kamala Harris had won. Let's just play this because it's hilarious. Alyssa, I saw your comment.
That's what they cut their legs and all this craziness. It looks like a Pentecostal church. Tell me I'm lying. Oh, I got the Holy Spirit.
They're doing the Trump.
I love, and the funniest thing about this is the New Zealand basketball team did that haka in front of Team USA before the game and lost by 30.
Hey, you know what it reminds me of? It's like, hooga chaka, hooga chaka, hooga chaka.
Look at the faces of all the people sitting watching this. They're like, what in the world is going on?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, the world is in complete turmoil.
That's what I'm saying.
The one white person's like, yeah.
She's like, do I clap? Do I join? What's going on?
That chick has no idea. The guy next to her is Jewish, and he's like, what in the world is going on? And
this
then,
guy.
Jesus.
You've got, that's Candyman right there.
All
right. Speaking of devils, up next we have Geraldo Rivera, who claims that he's such a sissy. No, cry libs cry. Give me a CLC in the chat right now. Cry libs cry. Blow up the chat, CLC. Geraldo Rivera claims that he threw up after hearing the news that Matt Gaetz was Trump's attorney general pick. Threw up, by the way. And me and him got into it because he said Matt Gaetz was a douche. And I said, well, your mustache is a douche. And that thing took off. Like everybody concurred. Like, your mustache is a douche. And
grab it over there. He's like, your mom.
I did. That's like your mom's a douche, thing. And,
but another one that loves trains.
It worked. And so, look, man, I think that if you you claim to be a man, and you vomited. First of all, this is 100% lie. There you go. Blow it up. CLC. Cry, lib, cry. Let's go. Blow it up. I think that you are not a man. Like, what man does that? Oh, I was so
Right.
I can't do it. Like, who does that? Who? How do you do
when
that?
I read that, all I could think about was Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Einhorn's a man.
Hey, Ace, do you have any more of that gum? That's none of your damn business, Dan. I appreciate you for asking.
Anyway, how Geraldo Rivera still makes it in the New York Post is beyond me. But yeah, I have no respect over any man who has to throw up after an announcement of some sort. It's anti-Christian, which is Geraldo Rivera. I don't believe him to be a Christian. I just don't.
I actually have a live shot of him puking. Hold up. Let me pull this up really quick. Where's it at? Where's my shot at? Hold up.
Oh no! What a letdown
I
this
just
is.
had it.
I see it. I see it in the thing.
Oh, there it
No.
is.
There it is.
Hold up. Let me
Why is in the wrong spot?
Live shot. Here we go.
Geraldo. There we go. Matt Gaetz has been announced Attorney General of the United States of America.
That was the exact moment right there. That was it.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time. Dumb and Dumber. Okay, yeah. He also acclaimed. He also claimed Matt Gaetz of being a creep. I'm not going to make you Google it, but I was going to make you Google Geraldo Rivera naked.
Not the picture.
And,
Nope, I'm
and
good.
he sent a photo, and it's like, oh yeah, Matt Gaetz is the creep, all right. And so, yeah. Before we go into Patriot Mobile, though, I want to talk about the smears coming out. We don't have this later on, do we? About Gaetz?
Let me see.
No, okay. You guys all hear about this that they released an investigative report about Matt Gaetz, and it's now come out that at some point Matt Gaetz had this relations with a 17-year-old. She claims that she was 17-year-old at the time. Here's the truth, all right? It's a smear campaign, 100%. What they leave out in all the articles is they did years of investigations into this, and after the findings of the investigations, they chose not to proceed with any type of charge of any kind. What does that tell you? That tells you there's nothing there. Listen, woman testified to House Ethics Committee that Gaetz had sex with her when she was 17. No videos, no evidence, no nothing. Matt Gaetz had sex with me when I was 17. Okay, the Justice Department spent years investigating, including obstruction allegations, before notifying Gaetz last year that no charges would be filed. He riddled me this. When does that happen? When there's nothing to charge. Okay, see, don't be fooled. I'm telling you right now, every male that has been nominated to the cabinet and any male that will be nominated later on as we continue to go for the cabinet positions especially, I promise you, every single one of them will miraculously have some sexual misconduct allegations that happens, because that's their playbook. That's what they do. If you believe this story, comment yes or no. I don't believe it at all. I think that, dude, this is such bull crap. Why does it's the same playbook every time. Why didn't they talk about it before? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Why is it here? Why is it this? Why is it against the most firebrand former congressman in all of Congress? Okay, the one that got rid of Kevin McCarthy, the one that stood up against Fauci, the one that did all this stuff. It's the congressman that causes the most problems. All of a sudden, you got this sexual assault allegation that turned out to be no charges after years of investigation. I don't believe it for one hot minute.
Kavanaugh.
Yes, exactly. It's the Kavanaugh effect. Kavanaugh made us know it's all bull crap. Bull. Every bit of it. I don't believe none of it. Me Too can...
It's almost like all these people who are getting into the office, public
office,
Thank you.
that are getting into public office politics. They need to start wearing body cams with that way they can prove that nothing has happened. Because you're right. Anytime somebody powerful like that comes out that causes problems, they start smearing
the
their
same
name.
People who were like, somebody brought cocaine into the most protected parts of the White House, and we have no idea who it was.
How did it get there?
While the first son is a known cokehead, these people are like, Matt Gaetz did something to a woman years ago, and we can't prove it, but we know he did it. Okay, whatever. Shut up. All right. Speaking of Christianity, let's roll right into, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for you to stop supporting demonic organizations like cell phone companies that will remain nameless, but you need to support a Christian organization like Patriot Mobile. I'm asking you to go to patriotmobile.com/Graham right now. Support our good friends at You guessed it. Patriot Mobile. Promo code Graham's going to get you a free month once you activate today. They have amazing things. They support your values, pro-life, Christian organizations for charity. They, along with us, also went and donated everywhere in the Carolinas during Helene. These people are the real deal Holyfield. You need to go and check them out. They have amazing products like Ready Mobile One or Patriot Mobile One with dual towers in the phone. So if you go somewhere and the AT&T towers kind of suck, it can switch to Verizon and then vice versa. They also have partnered with Unplugged and have you the most secured phone that you can possibly have whilst still being able to make phone calls. So what are you waiting for? Support a Christian organization. Go to patriotmobile.com/Graham today. That's patriotmobile.com/Graham. Promo code Graham now. All right. Is Pennsylvania trying to steal the election? Spoiler alert, the word is yes. Here's the thing.
Insane.
They're not, and I want to preface before we play this, they're not going to be able to win the Senate, excuse me. They're not going to be able to win the Senate. They know this. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to narrow the gap even more. Because right now we essentially have a 4-vote cushion, okay? Because if we get 3 no votes from the GOP side and it's tied, then J.D. Vance, as the vice president, is the deciding vote. So we got a 4-vote cushion. All right. If they're trying to take that down to a 3-vote cushion. All right. They're trying to steal this seat back. And how are they doing it? You guessed it. They're going against the Supreme Court and they are trying to count illegal ballots. Play it.
We reject all 3 categories of these ballots.
Your motion is to reject or dismiss the challenges in this category in front of you?
Correct. Yep.
Not going to second that, mostly because I think we all know that precedent by a court doesn't matter anymore in this country, and people violate laws anytime they want. So for me, if I violate this law, it's because I want a court to pay attention to it.
We reject.
This chick just said, and what she's talking about is the precedent that they laid out saying that you can't count illegal votes. That's what she said. That's what she's talking about in reference. She just said that precedent no longer matters and that people violate the laws all the time. She's probably specifically talking about Joe Biden violating a SCOTUS decision about student loan debt. They are blatantly in our face saying that our justice system does not matter, that the laws of the land does not matter anymore. Is this treasonous? Comment yes or no. I believe it is. I believe she should be disbarred at minimum.
We need to go back to those days where if you commit treason, they string you up and freaking hang you in front of everybody, man.
And
That's
let
crazy.
the ropes tighten with the sun.
Yeah,
and
that's
slowly
just,
start getting
dude, that is nuts.
I'm telling you.
Give them the William Wallace treatment.
Dude,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
But this is what they do, right? Like they are so used to people not pushing back that they're just doing it blatantly in our face now. Let's do a check-in really quick with FEMA. Remember we brought you FEMA the other day admitting to the fact that they were withholding help from Trump supporters. This is her on Fox. This chick that got fired for it is now on Fox being like, yeah, Trump homes are pretty much like vicious dogs. Play it.
And someone feels uncomfortable, we can't go to that home. If you have loose dogs and someone on the team is comfortable with dogs and another person is not, we can't go to that home because of safety precautions.
So you feared the Trump houses. The people on FEMA were fearing the Trump houses like they were fearing people with vicious dogs in their backyard.
Exactly. And that's based on the trends. You can ask FEMA for.
She's like, yes, finally someone gets it.
See, you get it. These people aren't human. They're the same as vicious dogs. Again, I love the situation that we're in right now as a country. And the reason why is because all this crap for the past 4 years where these people have been allowed to get away with treating Trump supporters, treating conservatives, treating people that think it's insane to cut off the genitals of children, all this other kind of stuff. Like, oh, we're the crazy ones, right? They have been on a dehumanizing campaign for 4 years. This is the last ditch kicking and screaming effort of a dying, horrific, insane cause that these people have. They are going to kick, scream, and fight all day, but slowly but surely they are being suffocated that this rhetoric, this language, this dehumanizing of conservatives is done. And the fact that this is even being brought to life. Remember, before the election was over, PolitiFact and all these other fact checkers says that FEMA and everybody did everything right. Anything that says that FEMA did anything wrong is a lie. Every bit of it, like FEMA did awesome. Now all of a sudden after the election, it's like, oh no, FEMA, yeah, absolutely was not helping Trump supporters.
Yeah,
I think it's an amazing place that we're in.
As we said, maybe earlier in the week, Kamala went on The View, and that literal question was posed to her, and she's like, "That's ridiculous. He's making it political. That's not true at all." Well, hello, there's one of your leaders of FEMA right there.
If you think FEMA should be one of the first organizations to be gotten rid of by the Department of Government Efficiency, comment yes or no in the chat now.
What's sad about this is that we're sitting here and we see her interview with Fox. We're sitting here and we're like, what? Us here sitting here, but the people on the left are like,
yes,
Her explanation makes sense. Yeah, obviously, they're like dogs. Obviously,
It all goes back to this, and this is the biggest difference between us four men here that are MAGA, whatever you want to call us, conservative,
MAGA white Christian nationalist.
But okay, good, perfect. That's the difference between us and the Harry Sisson, Alex Coles of the world. Is we don't like you either, but when it comes to you, your family, your safety, we're still going to help because we're human beings at the end of the day.
Exactly. Amen.
That's the difference.
Sure, but also she said that Republican or Trump supporters are like vicious dogs. This is coming from, I assume, the party that literally dresses like dogs and wears tails. And we have a freaking
they would know, I guess,
general or whatever he is wearing a dog mask in the. What are they talking about? We're vicious. What are you burnt down buildings in 2020 because.
Hey man, I will help save their lives, but I'll be like a combat medic in that regard. I'll save your life, but you're not going to be happy about it. I'm not going to be gentle. I'm like, hey, your lungs collapse. We got to open this thing right now. You gonna put you sleep? Nope. I'm sure not. But we're going to save your life, but it's going to hurt.
Been there, done that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, Infowars was taken over. Infowars was shut down. In fact, Infowars.com is still shut down to this moment. We're going to play what first was brought, and then last night Alex Jones gave us an update. Let's play this now.
I just got word 15 minutes ago that my lawyers and folks met with the U.S. trustee over our bankruptcy this morning, and they said they're shutting us down even without a court order. This morning, the Connecticut Democrats with the Onion newspaper bought us. They asked, did they outbid? They said, well, it was competitive. So they changed all the bidding rules, made it secret 2 days ago. I had a bad feeling. I told you that. And just like they tried to shut us down back in late May without a court order, they're supposed to have a court order. There's going to be injunctions filed. I'm about to go live out of Harrison's American Journal studio. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to be here until they come in here and turn the lights off. I'm going to say, where's your court order? So this is all going down right now. They want to silence the American people. But we're not going to be silenced. Be sure and follow me at the Alex Jones Network at AJN Live on X right now. They're filed in court to take real Alex Jones away. That's totally unconstitutional. The judge already said no, so they filed in other courts. I just got word 15 minutes ago.
All right.
Hey, pause that for a second. Is that George Floyd's cousin?
No. No, it's not. If you go to Infowars.com right now, it's still down. But last night, Alex Jones posted this. So let's give an update here on what's going on. So Alex Jones posted this last night. Apparently, I sent it in the chat. Remember we talked about this, and you were like, do we scrap it? And I'm like, no, he just gave an update. It's on the thing. Do you see it, or do I need to find it again?
Alex Jones?
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. I thought we did scrap it.
No. I want to play that. I want to play that part. It's okay. That's not it. That's not
Alex
it. No, Alex.
I'm not seeing Alex Jones in the chat.
Okay, I'll do it. Somebody talk while I find this.
Well, go ahead and bring that other picture back
Dude,
up.
it's right here. It's above. It's above the Pete thing. No. Don't go out of order. It's right there. I'm looking at it. It literally has his face.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
I'm sorry.
Technical difficulties.
Go to the chat. I just texted it back to you. Look, I said this one.
Yeah, got it.
There we go. All right, this is the update from Alex Jones. All right, here we go. Let's play it real quick.
All right. This is the last update. I detailed all this on air today, but I learned even more tonight. It's worse than I thought. But here it is very simply for everybody. There was a auction ordered by the judge, but he wanted to have more hearings about it for the details to make sure it was all legal. The U.S. trustee assigned with the Justice Department that was in charge of it went ahead and had what he said was an auction. But then it came out that he didn't make the auction public, didn't let people have bids to go above the supposed highest bid, which means it's not a real auction. And then it turns out he ignored the highest bid and gave it to a lower bid because they were the Democrats. And so it was a private sale masquerading as an auction that did not happen. That's what the judge said today. He said it did not go through. He's having a full evidentiary hearing next week. In the meantime, the U.S. trustee, overstepping his power, came in and closed Infowars and cut the broadcast off. So it is off the air. We're over at the Alex Jones Network at AJN Live on X and Real Alex Jones and the satellite uplinks, the radio stations, the TV stations. They're having to switch over to our new satellite. There was some problems there because it was just sneak attack. Boom. They have the auction, keep it secret Wednesday. This morning they show up at 8 a.m. and say, shut the building. I go on and, talk about it. Then they go order people to shut things off. I'm just saying, I'm a federal trustee. Do what I say. Like the last federal trustee did in June or late May, saying, shut the building with no court order. I didn't leave. I threatened to call the police. And then they had an emergency hearing thinking I would be kicked out, and the judge fired them. So this is the second federal trustee doing this wild vigilante crap. So the Onion's everywhere announcing they bought it. The media saying they got it. But Bloomberg and AP are going, well, now the judge said, no. He's questioning it. No, he said it didn't go through, and he's going to decide what to do. And my lawyers are like, well, they've taken this thing off the air. These employees are out on the street. And the judge said, well, as soon as we can have it, it's early next week, I'll give you a date. But yeah, this is crazy. So bring your evidence in. But he said, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. I think what's going to have to happen is I think President Trump probably will end up stepping in and ending this craziness is what I think. It is across the board. Honestly, if I was Alex Jones, even if you have to give up the website URL, you still have all the data. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would just freaking give it to them and start Alex Jones Network and just go.
It's not like he's going to lose any followers.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, I get it fighting, but at the same time, bro, like
you're going to lose just as much money fighting as you would starting at something new and having the same following.
Anyway, but if you think President Trump should step in and help Alex Jones, comment yes or no. But while we're doing that, let's talk about our good friends over at Angel Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, we need you to go support, again, the people that keep this show on the air. We need you to help support them as well. And you can do that by going to angel.com/Graham Hope. What happens when you do that? Well, you become a member of Angel Studios. You become a member of the Guild. The Guild is this amazing thing. Not only do you get access instantly to all of the shows that Angel Studio has produced, movies they've produced. You also get tickets when they have movies come out in theaters, but also as a member of the Guild, you get to vote on what movies and TV shows get made by Angel Studios moving forward. It's almost like you, the people, have the power. So please remember, this show ain't free, and we want to stay on air for you guys, but the only way we can do that is by you supporting the sponsors that support us. So how can you help us? You can go and you can support these sponsors by going to angel.com/Graham Hope right now. That's angel.com/Graham Hope. All right. This is where we remind you to hit that like button, hit that share button, because now we're going to get into the nitty gritty of it. Remember what I told you, watch out, because all these allegations against people are going to start piling up. Well, you just saw the things about Matt Gaetz, and now all of a sudden this morning, CBS, I believe it was, has now launched this smear article saying President-elect Donald Trump's choice for the defense secretary in his second term, Pete Hegseth, was investigated for alleged sexual assault in 2017, says an official in Monterey, California, confirmed. So again, it is always, this was, as it stands, we're about to hit 2025. This was 8 years ago. 8 years ago, he was investigated. Keywords, was investigated for alleged sexual assault in 2017. Go to the community note underneath this. There's a community note underneath this. Oh, there should be a community note. Do you not see community notes?
I do see community notes.
That's interesting. Well, the community note had it. It's very important to remember that the allegations, yes, sexual assault allegations are very important and they should be looked into. Okay. But it was looked into, and nothing was found. He has like, you see what I'm saying? Like, these are all smear campaigns. They know for a fact that Pete Hegseth is not a perpetrator of sexual assault. They know this. But because he's now a cabinet pick, you're going to see all this stuff coming out. Every single man that is appointed to a cabinet position, I would not be shocked if they go 100% of them are going to have some type of sexual assault allegations that are untrue.
They're all monsters.
Ladies and gentlemen, but they're untrue. How many times have you seen this script over and over and over again? If you're a conservative, if you're pro-America, if you're pro-faith, freedom, the Second Amendment, they're going to put this allegation on you. It's almost like calling us Nazis, right? Like
or garbage.
Sure. Why not? Of course they are. Do you believe this about Pete Hegseth? Comment yes or no. I absolutely do not. Pete Hegseth is an amazing individual. Is he perfect? No, none of us are. But he's not a criminal, and he's not a sexual assaulter in any way. And the fact that they're bringing up these things, like, it happened back in 2017. It was investigated. There was no cause for anything, and it was over. But now they're bringing it up as smear campaigns. So don't fall for the crap. Don't fall for all this junk. Don't fall for it across the board. Just wait, because last night, again, we knew this was going to happen, but Donald Trump made it official. RFK has officially been, let's just read it here. I'm thrilled to announce Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services. For too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who have engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation when it comes to public health. The safety and health of all Americans is the most important role of any administration, and HHS will play a big role in helping to ensure that everybody will be protected from harmful chemicals, pollutants, pesticides, pharmaceutical products, and food additives that have contributed to the overwhelming health crisis in this country. Mr. Kennedy will restore these agencies to the traditions of gold standard scientific research and beacons of transparency to end the chronic disease epidemic and to make America great and healthy again. If you are pumped about this, I want to see Maha in the chat. M-A-H-A. M-A-H-A. Maha in the chat. I want to see Maha in the chat if you are pumped about this. Maha. Wait for it. RFK raped me 27 years ago. Like, it'll come out next week.
Well,
I'm
now
serious.
what you're seeing is all these doctors and people on Twitter saying, "Oh my God, our kids are going to die. Our kids are going to be unhealthy. Our kids are going to be sick," and da 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 da. Just like some like really quick facts for you guys and our country right now. Right now, we're number 2 in childhood obesity. Number 2. We're 38 out of 180 in child health. And we're number 2 in autistic children. 1 out of every 36 kids in this country is labeled as autistic. Number 3 is 1 out of every 100.
We also now have one of the lowest life expectancy rates.
Yes. So
as a what they call a highly developed country, we have one of the life expectancy rates. I think that it's amazing. And here's the thing I want to say, and if anybody's in the health field, I think you'll agree with me, but it's going to be a pretty harsh statement. I don't trust doctors.
Not at all.
I don't. And I believe that doctors have been making us unhealthy for a very long time. And I believe that they've been in on it, maybe ignorant to it, but they've been accomplices to it for a long time. The big pharma industry. When an industry profits by people being sick instead of people being healthy, I do not believe that they don't have cures for cancer. I don't believe it. I 100% believe that they have cures for cancer, but that's not where the money is. The money is to kill you even further with chemotherapy and all this other kind of stuff that suppresses it for a while and then keeps you coming back for more. I don't believe any of it. I don't. I do not trust the medical field at all right now. I don't trust the crap they put in our food. I don't trust the crap. I don't drink out of the faucet anymore. Like, I don't trust none of this crap. Like, seriously, like I none of it. Doctors have been slowly but surely been tainted by the federal government and big pharma for years. The reason that people are freaking out is because they know that RFK is going to take a sledgehammer to these people. If you agree with that comment, yes or no, but let's listen to what he has to say here in this clip.
Since 2005, I spend 30 minutes praying every day when I get out of bed. And my prayer is this. I ask God for 19 years to put me in a position where I could end the chronic disease epidemic and bring health back to our children. And in August, God sent me Donald Trump.
Ooh, I love that.
Big thing, big thing. All right, let's go to, this is Jesse. Oh, side by side. So this is the current.
Hello.
On the left, here you go. Then this is all you need to see. On the left, this is the current person in charge. That's a man, by the way. And not even that, it's an obese man. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
Like, it's not even like a semi-decently in shape man trying to pretend to be a woman. That's an obese man. And then RFK is 70 years old, right? How old is RFK?
70. He is 70.
Man, you better pray you look like that when you're 70.
For real.
I mean, I'm being legit.
I'm 41 and I don't look like that.
Like, I mean, no homo at all. I'm like, why would you not want to look like that when you're
For
70
real.
years old?
I mean, I don't like trains, but dang.
I'm just saying, like, which one? I mean, at face value alone, oh, well, he doesn't have the background and knowledge of this and that. Are you sure? Because I don't care how much of a college degree do you have. What do you look like? You know, one of my favorite CEOs, Andy Frisella, he owns First Form. And he was basically giving this talk about, you know, being a boss and CEO and being, you know, like the leader in your family and stuff like this. And he said, well, first and foremost, it's as simple as this. Look in the effing mirror, because Andy cusses a lot. He's like, are you in control? Like, because if you don't have that under control, you can't do nothing else. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how much training you have. I don't care what your degrees on the wall say. Look in the mirror. Are you in control? Because if you can't be in control of yourself, how can you do any good anywhere else? And just by face value alone, I mean, the upgrade is significant.
You got a medical professional there that can't even define what a woman is.
Correct.
Like,
correct.
hello.
And that's the thing there too, like with doctors, like, and I realize they're teaching this in medical school now. Like, I mean, it's simple. Hey, how many genders are there? If there's anything, how many genders are there? 2. That's how long it should take. If it takes if they have to go, bye, I'm out. Like, see you later. I got other places to be.
Yeah, I do agree with you. There are some medical people out there, doctors that are pushing medication from big pharmas. There are doctors out there that are great. My doctor right now is wonderful. But yeah, no, I do agree that RFK is going to come in there and he's going to totally revamp the whole system. And obviously, you can see he takes care of himself. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what he does. Hopefully, he can get rid of all the crap that's in our food. I mean, all the stuff that our kids are eating, that we're eating. None of that is healthy, man. All the pesticides they put on there. Yeah, Royce, you gonna say something, Royce?
Most of the food that we eat in America isn't allowed in other countries.
Yeah,
Correct.
True, very true. Yeah.
Different. McDonald's is different in Europe.
Yeah, McDonald's is
different in China.
McDonald's is awesome in other countries. Like let's just be honest
It's
here.
good food.
McDonald's is awesome in other countries. Well, when we were in Paris and stuff like this, me and Alyssa, McDonald's is awesome. We ate at McDonald's all the time because Paris food kind of sucks. And so, it's bland kind of thing.
Yeah, I heard something the other day that a lot of the stuff that our country, like the pesticides they throw on our vegetables to keep the insects out, are completely outlawed in other countries because it's poison. But yet we accept it because it's big food, big pharma, and
dude, he did this this video RFK did talking about yellow dye number 5, I think it is. Mm-hmm. And it is in, I can't remember the thing it contains, but it is left over from coal being burned. And they used to use it for asphalt, like a road. And then some scientists figured out that it could make things more yellow.
Yeah,
and
like
so,
Mountain Dew.
So they use this, it's got an official word, but they call it yellow dye number 5 or something. Like corn pops, mac and cheese, mustard, like anything you can imagine, right? They use that coloring, which is the leftover aftermath of coal being burned that they used to use in roads. They figured out how to make it turn things yellow, and that's in our food.
Dude, that makes me sick.
That's in our food. And then it went even further. He was like, in all these medicines they have you take when it's time for you to be sick, guess what's in it? The same stuff that makes the color for all this other kind of stuff. And it's wild to see that way.
Tetrazine? Is that what it's called?
That's it. Yeah, something like that.
Good job, chat.
And dude, it's crazy when you see it. Anyway, but let's keep going. This is Jesse Waters talking about RFK. Let's go.
It's just like being at a party all week and all your best friends keep coming in. Tulsi, Vivek, good to see you. It's crazy. I can't wait to see who comes through the door tomorrow. Maybe it will be Dana Perino. You never know.
No, it's
You're
not.
keeping your options open, Dana. You said we'll see.
I said only ambassador to Tanzania. That's
Okay, we'll take that as a yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Tulsi, I like her because she's cynical, and that's what you need is someone that's managing the intel, because let's be honest, Greg, the intel people have not been great over the last, 80 years. We missed the missiles going into Cuba. We missed the collapse of the Soviet Union. Reagan got burned. Bush got burned. It hasn't been great. They've been in bed with Fauci. The last thing they did was that they saw that Russia was building up on Ukraine's border. That's good. So she'll do a great job. And Pete, I love, because he's going to root out the DEI and the CRT.
Yeah.
And he's also going to make sure all of these weapons systems aren't just being built by members of Congress and defense contractors, because we need to invest in things that can win wars, not make people rich. I love RFK Jr. in this position because, Greg, we should be the healthiest country in the world, but we're the sickest country in the world. Why is America the sickest country? It shouldn't be like that. We should have the freshest food, the freshest water, and people should be excited about this. You have people right now, I think 30% of teens are pre-diabetic. Our life expectancy is like 6 years less than Europe, because right now they poison you with the food and then they just feed you pills to cure you, and we just have to root out that corruption. I'm looking forward to people losing weight. If anybody's been at the beach recently, it's not a good look. Never used to be like this because of what they're doing to the food.
And then for all the leftists that are like, oh my gosh, RFK is this horrible person. He was one of the top 3 for this very position with the Obama administration. So now all of a sudden he's kooky and he don't know what he's talking about, right? But back then it was good. All right, this is Scott Jennings on it. Let's listen to him. He's just destroying people on CNN as usual. Play it.
If we're being intellectually honest, there's really no good reason why Bobby Kennedy, RFK Jr., should be HHS secretary. An advisor, a confidant, somebody who talks to the president and advises, but there's no managerial experience in his resume. There's nothing that says he is qualified to do this job that is in charge of the health of all of us, all these different lanes. If he has views and has insights around food sources, around vaccines, then those should be given in advisory roles.
Why?
Because
what were the qualifications of the previous ones?
Well, I think it's important to always remember that you put yourself. Say that again?
What were the management qualifications? I mean, Xavier Becerra.
I'm not talking about the previous. I'm looking forward.
But you're calling into question whether he could actually do this job, and I think it's
absolutely. I think America is now, and I think
it's important to discuss it, because Xavier Becerra was just a lawyer and a politician with no management experience.
So does two wrongs make a right?
Sylvia Burwell was a Walmart lobbyist. Donna Shalala was a university person. Look,
RFK Jr. is a nut.
Okay, so that's different than what you just said. You just said he doesn't possess the requisite managerial experience, but then we get to the real issue here, which is you want to insult the man, which is your right to do because you opposed him in the election. But you, Doctor, are raising the issues that he has been raising, and I think they're appropriate questions to raise. I don't know whether he can be confirmed or not. The vaccine stuff at the table is obviously going to be the flashpoint of this hearing. But I'll tell you one thing. This whole issue of the CDC and these public health agencies, look, public trust in the health regime in this country is as low as it's ever been.
But why?
It's because of COVID.
Right.
Because
Correct.
of school closures. Because of mask mandates. Because this country was... But let me just finish. Because this country was drugged through a bunch of condescending and heavy-handed mandates that all turned out to be garbage, and that's why it's low, and the questions are valid.
And RFK is the answer to all of that.
Yeah, but RFK helped promote the assault on the CDC that lowered the disinformation that led
the
to
CDC led
more
to
than
its
a
own
million
demise.
deaths, Scott. More than 1 million deaths in the United States, higher than any other industrialized nation per capita. That's the result of failed policies, the demonization of the conspiracy theories.
Whose policies?
All right,
under the Trump administration.
John, let me let...
That's not true. Well, also it adds to the fact of, okay, if you want to do that with USA, it's because we're the most unhealthy of all the things. Look, but here's all you need to know. And to quote Dan Bongino here, you know if we're over the target by the reaction of the evil people. The more they freak out, the more you know we got it right. Big Pharma is evil, and look at Big Pharma stocks tanking the moment the RFK announcement came out.
Well, two things here for me. I find it ironic that was that a doctor saying that that RFK wasn't qualified?
No, he's an idiot.
Okay, whoever he was, I find it ironic that they were trying to shove Kamala down our throat with her not having any qualification. I mean, she was the vice president and she failed completely. She didn't get one single vote, but yet they were trying to shove her down our throats because that's who they thought should lead our country. Second thing is this whole thing with pharma, just from having experience not from investing or being part of a pharmaceutical company, but I went to the pharmacy the other day and I was trying to get my insulin, and a vial of insulin for me was $225 for one vial, and all I had to do was tell them, hey, I have a coupon from GoodRx. Okay, that's gonna be $35.
Yeah.
I was like, why isn't it just $35?
Yeah, why don't you just make it $35?
Yeah, I don't understand. I was like, so if people don't know about this, it's gonna be $225.
Correct.
Yeah. I was like, dude, that is absolutely nuts. Whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it.
My pushback is always going to be, what were the qualifications of the bald-headed he-beast that wore a dress and stole luggage?
He was a transgender.
I mean,
that was it.
I'm asking. I'm asking.
I like to fly on trains, and I'm a transgender.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing.
Give me a cabinet position. Like, I'm ready. Yeah. All right, I want to jump real quick to Rocky. Sylvester Stallone shows up last night to the America First Policy Institute Gala and introduces Donald Trump. If you love Rocky, just give me an American flag in the chat. Let's go play this.
Boxing gloves.
Big, but God, they missed the boat, man. If they would have said that, and
I mean, that's not Trump's thing. That's not Trump's thing to do that. What I do love is Sylvester Stallone said that he is America's second George Washington at this point.
Yeah, awesome.
And I agree. I think what you're seeing is you're seeing a reckoning to the core of what's going on in America. I think you're seeing these extreme, as the left would call it, picks, because it's a reckoning day in America. Everybody's upset about the Thune electing to the Senate Majority Leader, but this was Thune saying that this is the play. Okay, here's what's going to happen. President Trump is not dumb. All right, at this point, you got to give it to the man. All right, I think he's earned it from us to trust in him a little bit. This is what's going to happen. You can get the House and the Senate to call a recess. It has to be for over 10 days. Okay. But the House and the Senate have to agree to do it. And then the president can direct appoint the cabinet positions. Now, the caveat to that is it's only good for 2 years. And then it's got to go through the Senate, or you could recess it again. But 2 years is all we need, people. Mm-hmm. If we can prove it and we can show it, then all this confirming thing goes out the window. So the play is, I think the president made a couple phone calls and it's like, all right, dude, I won't get in the way, but you're going to do this because we're going to get all these people pushed through. And this is Thune saying that recess is on the table. Let's listen.
So you've said that you would do recess appointments if it came to that. What's the threshold for getting to that point for recess appointments?
Well, what I said is, Brett, and I think this is that all options are on the table, including recess appointments. Hopefully it doesn't get to that, but we'll find out fairly quickly whether the Democrats want to play ball or not. And I think part of it is getting these folks. We'll start having confirmation hearings as soon as the new Senate is sworn in January. President takes the oath of office January 20th. By the time he takes the oath of office, hopefully a lot of those nominees will be through their confirmation hearings and will be ready to act on them on the Senate floor. And then it's a question of how much do the Democrats resist or object or try to block those nominations from going forward. And we're going to grind them out. I mean, we're just going to keep consistently moving, and we'll see what kind of cooperation we get. And then we'll, like I said, we'll make decisions about where do we go from there.
So you've said...
All right, so we're going to hold you to it, Thune. I mean, all eyes are going to be on you, but I think this is the plan the entire time. I think this was the play the entire time. I think the play is 100% of the cabinet appointments get pushed through. 100%. And if you don't freaking do it, I think 20-plus senators are going to lose their spot in 26. But I think that's how Thune got it. I think that's how Donald Trump did not get involved in it. I think the deals have already been made. Trump is playing 4D chess at this point. And at this point, I think that we owe it to the president to give him the benefit of the doubt. If you agree with that, comment yes or no in the chat. Also, update, what a full circle moment for Donald Trump's Twitter account or X account. We went from the sitting president of the United States being account deleted to now all of a sudden the most beautiful sight ever. Donald Trump's personal account now has the coveted gray check mark to signal political official, i.e. the president of the United States. And come January 20th, that @POTUS account will have Donald Trump's picture on it again. If you are pumped to see this, and just so you know, a lot of people are like, why aren't you following the president? This isn't my screenshot. I just took this screenshot for somebody else. I am following the president. But if you're pumped to see this, give me an American flag in the chat. I want to do a little bit of fun real quick before we end today's episode. There's so much buzzing on the internet right now that says, I mean, essentially this, even Charlie Kirk said it, that you haven't seen anything yet for the people that are still coming to be nominated for the cabinet positions. So I want to speculate for a minute. I don't think that that's Cash. Cash is like the overwhelming favorite for the director of the FBI. So I think if that comes true, I don't see that being like this groundbreaking thing. I know a lot of you guys are Bongino watchers. What do we think? Do we think it's Dan Bongino, director of the Secret Service? Do we think that
100%.
is going to happen? Comment yes or no in the chat if you think Dan Bongino is going to be tapped to be the director of the Secret Service. Comment yes or no in the chat. Now, we've talked about a lot on the business end, but he has said publicly that if President Trump gives him the phone call, he will say yes, that he will figure it out and he will figure out how to make it happen. I can't think of, I mean, maybe Tucker Carlson, but I just don't see for what.
But
you
it's
know,
what?
like,
Yeah.
like
Because
what
he's not
role?
going to do press secretary. It's
Yeah,
not
that's the only
No.
thing that Tucker could do is press
No,
secretary.
I think press secretary is going to Caroline Leavitt. That's what I think. I think she was the
That'd be good.
spokesperson for the campaign. I think that's going to Caroline Leavitt. Most
Elena
people.
Haba?
No, she already
He's
said
already
no.
turned it down.
Most people only do press secretary for 2 years. I mean, think about it, in the first Trump administration, we had Sarah Huckabee Sanders and Kayleigh McEnany in the same 4 years,
Both
right? And so both great. But press secretary, you only normally go about a year and a half, 2 years on that. I just don't know. Everybody keeps saying like, you think the Gaetz thing was shocking. Just get ready and buckle up. And even
Don
Charlie.
Jr.?
Charlie is down there right now with the transition team. Maybe Don Jr. over something. That would be that. You're right. That would be a shock for
Brad,
sure.
let me ask you this, because you know President Trump and his team. if President Trump called you personally and said, Graham, I want you to take over the Secret Service, as we're speculating for Bongino, how do you say no to that? I mean, obviously,
I don't think
Bongino is, the GOAT and all that, but I mean, how do you say no to that?
I don't think you can, man. I really don't. Like if you get that call, how do you say no? Right? And I don't think Alina Habba said no to the. I don't think it was ever really in.
I was about to ask.
I don't think it was ever really in question, right? I just don't. I think her talents are better used in a different regard. Mm-hmm. She's a killer lawyer. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I think there's something there. But everybody's saying that today is going to be a big day. That's what the rumor mill is. That's what's going on. Today is going to be a big day. What would send shockwaves? The only people I can think that's still left on the table is Tucker Carlson, Don Jr., and Bongino. Like who else is really Charlie? Maybe
Carrie Lake.
But for what? What?
I don't know.
Carrie Lake, maybe for press secretary, but even that wouldn't send shockwaves.
Nah, I don't think
so. What about Joe Rogan as press secretary?
And press secretary, I want to be blunt about this too. Press secretary is very important, but they're not in you know what I'm saying? Like their job is to address the press daily. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not director of the FBI, director of the Secret Service. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole different thing, right?
How long has KJP been press secretary?
2 years.
Too long.
Only 2
we've
years?
had more.
Jen Psaki was the first.
Yeah, it was less than 2 years because you had Spiker too. I forgot about him.
Spiker.
Sean, whatever his name is.
I don't even know who that is.
Wasn't he Trump's first press secretary? Sean
Spicer?
Spicer?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe, but it was only like an interim, I think. Sarah was there for a while.
Yeah.
And then Kaylee McEnany came and closed it out.
Spicer.
Again, Peter Doocy for press secretary. Again, all great picks. No. Those are all great picks. But and I don't mean this to be insulting, but the press secretary pick, whoever it is, I don't care who it is, even if it's Alex Jones, even if it's something so insane as that. The press secretary is the press secretary. You see what I'm saying? Their job is to address the press. It's different. Director of the FBI, the Treasury, that would be big. Mm-hmm. But really, in my opinion, the only two real big bombshells left: FBI director and director of the Secret Service.
Yep.
I mean, unless I'm missing something.
I just looked up press secretary who's in the running, and they have Scott Jennings on the top of the list.
Well, okay, but
that'd be a good one though.
That would be, but even that, it's the press secretary. You know what I'm saying? I just
not
don't
as big of an announcement.
I don't think that it is as big of an
huge.
announcement. It's got to be the FBI director and the Secret Service. Those are the two major ones left. Who else is really in the running that everybody's like, you think you know, but you have no idea what's coming? Who else could it be?
Mm-hmm. What if Trump just became his own press secretary and he just went out there every day?
He ain't got time for that.
That'd be the best.
It'd be awesome.
Nobody does it better than me, so I'm just going to do it myself.
That would be awesome.
That's what he would do.
That's pretty good, Royce.
Anyway,
I like that.
comment below. Let us know what you think. Rumor on the street is we're going to get some big announcements today. So that'll be interesting to see. All right. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that share button. Todd, go ahead and pray us out real quick. We'll do super questions. We'll get out of here.
Let's do it. Father, we just thank you for a good week. Father, thank you for continuing to give us the courage and boldness to go out and speak your name with confidence and speak the love, grace, and mercy that is fresh for us every single day. Father, if there is a listener out there, if there is a person out there that has a need, whatever that need is, whether it be financial, marital, health, whatever that need is, Father, I know there's a lot out there. I just ask that you go to those individuals and you meet those needs, that you protect your children and take care of us. Father, we love you. We thank you for all that you do, and all God's people said.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, super questions. Let's go.
Let's do it. First one. Not too many today.
Renegade, after switching to a carnivore diet and losing 50 pounds, this is an issue that I truly care so much about. Let's make America healthy again. Would love to see big food on the hot seat.
I love the carnivore diet, man. That's only meat, right?
Yep.
Only protein.
Carnivore diet.
That's awesome.
That can't be cheap, dude.
I don't know. I like chocolate
no
chip cookies too much. NZAB, how much do you think John Thune will hamper Trump's agenda and his appointments? Well, we just played a video, so
Yeah,
we'll
we
see.
just talked about it. Hopefully
Yeah.
not much. Hopefully he's on board.
I mean, we'll see. We'll watch.
Yep.
When we played you the clip, we'll see what's going on.
Kiloho, Todd seeing you chair dance. Are you listening to Hot Seat tracks? It's so awesome, crying to some of it. No, I can't sit still. I have a very big problem with sitting still.
He's got ADD, so.
I got something.
We all know there's something wrong with Todd. We're all trying to figure it out, but we all know.
Long time.
Yep. Yeah. NZAB09. If Gaetz doesn't get confirmed who replaces him, I like Paxton from Texas.
Yeah.
But he will run into the same problem. Confirmation. You think Gaetz' appointment is a trick to take the heat off the others?
Paxton would be my second guess.
I mean, I think obviously I think that there are backups to everything. I mean, it would be dumb not to. But again, I think that it is. I think that the plan is the people that are getting picked. The plan is to get them in, and so even if we
either Paxton or Alina Habba,
if we go to recess appointments, I mean, I think that it's gonna go through. We'll see.
WPMW Davis. Yes, FEMA should be first. However, I smell a major class action lawsuit for anyone in the area who lost someone or was seriously injured in the area with no assistance. Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
100%.
FEMA needs to
You should bankrupt them.
100%.
They're already bankrupt. They gave all the money to the illegals.
Oh, that's okay. Halvey 5151. My favorite pick so far is Joel Salatin. He is going to be so great for farmers and homesteaders. Less regulations equal cheaper food for all.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't know too much about that, but
Tyler Housley. Thank you guys for fighting the good fight. And what's your guys' opinion on cryptocurrencies? If it's worth to invest in? We were actually talking about that the other day. I just invested in Bitcoin for the first time.
I think that it's gonna go up, but again, I wouldn't be surprised for something to happen with the economy and the market to try to hurt.
If it tanks, buy a lot of it.
basically, yeah.
I myself invest in lottery tickets, so don't ask me about investing. So.
That's a lie from the pits of hell. Banks. I have an accusation to report. FEMA touched me when I was 17. Let's investigate.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Perfect.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
That's good.
Striker J. Hello and good morning, everyone. My apology for the fundraiser. I thought Graham said toys for tots, but it's actually toys for the kids of North Carolina. I have updated the fundraiser. It's even better now. Share everywhere.
Nice.
There you go. I'm going to laugh so hard if they're like, we did it. We got it. Tony, start dancing.
And I'm going to, like the day before, Graham, I quit, dude. Sorry. I'm out. Sorry, guys.
I don't trust doctors. I had to go yesterday, sent to the ER, nothing. They let me leave with BP of 278 over 120. Oh my God.
Wow.
That is borderline needing to put electrodes. Good Lord. They milked insurance and sending me to a specialist when I was in the ER. Why? Because they wanted you to die, dude. 278 over 123. That's like, I don't think I've ever seen blood pressure that high.
They let you go and they're like, yeah, he'll be back.
Like even when Graham was about to die that day, his blood pressure wasn't that high. It was like 212 over something. Good Lord. Woof. Yep. Lot of Rabin. Okay. 50 years ago, my mother-in-law's oncologist told her that there would never be a cure for cancer, too much money in research. Look, I'm just going to say it. Magic Johnson has had AIDS for 20 years. And he's still alive. And he looks fine.
It's the same thing with diabetes, man. That they make too much money off all the medication they sell here in the States. Because I've read in European countries they can do a surgery where they replace your pancreas to have it, but it's very hit and miss because your body has to accept the organ. But it is out there. It is possible. They make more money off of the medication. So same thing with cancer and all that stuff.
Correct.
I still can't get over that blood pressure. I hope you got some nitroglycerin near you. Reticulated chicken mom. I haven't trusted doctors for the past 20 years. When I thought about how things work in my 20s, I will deal with whatever for a week, and if my body doesn't fix it, fine, I'll see a doctor. Same way. Graham doesn't go to a doctor either. I don't either.
Can I just say that name is freaking awesome?
It
Look at
is
that.
awesome.
Reticulated chicken mom. That is.
I love that name. That's a good one. That one and Brandalorian. Bat Praying. My fiance always voted Democrat, but her views are more conservative. I told her about what is in Lunchables lead, and she stopped buying it. I tried to get her to research things, so no arguments. That's smart.
Yep.
Game Right. What do you guys think will win the fight tonight, Tyson or Paul? Very simple. If Tyson wants to win, he's going to win it in the first round. If he wants to win, because the last thing to go for a fighter is his punch power. If Tyson wants to beat Paul, he will.
Yeah,
if he doesn't, it's
Tyson's
rigged.
got that. Not on top of that, Tyson's got that dad strength now.
Dude.
Like he's a
still
grandpa
nuts.
and all
Like
that.
he slapped Jake Paul last night. Like Paul stepped on his foot, he just went, wow. I'm telling you.
It's going to be good. I will be watching that fight. Out
of everybody Paul has fought, Mike is the one crazy enough to go, I don't care about the money. I'm fixing to end you. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see. C. Robinson. Good morning, troops. Just wanted to give a big shout out to my youngest son, Trevor, on a great middle school football season. Good job, Trevor. Many more to come. God bless you, and go Trump from First Sergeant Robinson.
Love it.
Good to hear from you again, Top.
Good job, Trevor.
The Wolf 092. Knowing the left, they'll now claim that President Trump is fully endorsed by a murdering mobster who was in prison for 25 years and is head of Tulsa.
Sylvester Stallone.
That's a Tulsa King reference
Tulsa
if
King,
you don't know.
yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's the comment of the day right there. I love it.
That's hilarious.
I'm going to steal it, by the way. Manly Tatas. So you're telling me that other countries can't handle our food. I guess America is built different. Yeah.
Yeah, fat.
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 Yeah,
Fatty, fat,
no, that's not a good thing.
It's not that they can't handle our food. They won't serve our food because a lot of our food is poison. That's why they're killing us with it.
NZAB. How does Trump win by more votes in states like Arizona and Nevada, and then the Senate candidates lose? I don't know. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you guys seen all that stuff going on in Wisconsin? All that fishy stuff? How they just all of a sudden had all those votes and it's
Well,
it's
yeah.
all weird, dude.
That was the chart we showed.
Yeah.
Well, but
It's insane.
It was just too big.
Lisa Cat 512. Whoopi Trash Bag said on her show yesterday that a bakery in Staten Island would not take an order she placed because of her political views when in fact the boiler was broke. Yeah, the company came out and they're actually filing a lawsuit against her because it was total BS.
Yep.
Good. I hope they own her. Like every time Sister Act is played, they get a portion of it. VPMW Davis, Lash Patel or General Flynn?
He meant Cash Patel.
Cash Patel.
I don't think Flynn gets it. I don't think that's in. In fact, he already said that he doesn't want it. That he would advise, but he doesn't want it. He said that on record. He does not want it. He's willing to advise. Next.
Cody Morris. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you all for saying yes to the Lord's call to bring truth to the American people. I look forward to meeting you all one day, whether in this lifetime or the one in heaven. Live free, brothers, and die well. I like that comment too.
That is great.
That's a good one.
Thank you,
Cody, for that. That was
Cindy again. Graham, don't lump all doctors in the same category. My husband worked 12+ hour days to provide care to all individuals, whether they could afford it or not. Don't give children unless we never do that.
It never ends.
No. I know some behind the scenes doctor backstories. They're not. They're just giving.
But
you
we
the
never.
pills
We don't
that
do
you
that.
want.
It never ends. I'm not talking about the 1% that's doing it right. I'm saying that I believe 99% are doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
I don't think there's a need to defend the 1%. In my opinion, where the 1% ain't winning. We got to go after the 99% right now.
Thanks. SL Scholar. Just found hot seat tracks. Fun day ahead. Prayers for all of Trump's appointments.
Yep.
Hot seat tracks. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what
I
are
have
hot
no
seat
idea.
tracks?
Okay.
Interesting.
I really have no idea. Mamoose, cause you did a Friday show. Tyson or Paul already answered. Have a great weekend.
Yep.
Already answered. Master Maka. God bless dear America. You guys are the
Don't know what that is.
I'm pretty sure it's a different word for SHIT.
Okay, cool. We appreciate being the CUDA.
Hang on, I'm gonna look. I might be completely wrong. I'm gonna look.
We're about to find
We the
out.
CUDA. I've been called a lot of things, and CUDA ain't one of them. But I'll take it though. Patser. My blood pressure is usually low too. I'm telling you, dude, you need to take aspirin, and you better have some nitroglycerin because you ain't close from a stroke or a heart attack.
Oh no,
Like,
it says CUDA is a hideout, fort, fortress, or a citadel.
okay, that works too.
We're the hideout, bro.
Tony, what is CUDA Spanish for? I don't know. It's the only thing I can
I don't even
figure
know
out.
what CUDA is.
It's CUDA.
I mean,
Garrett Dover.
It is Elo CUDA.
Elo CUDA.
All right.
Garrett Dover, is it possible for Trump to shut down Gavin Newsom? Dude thinks he's untouchable and doesn't have to listen to anyone. Well, Gavin Newsom and the jackass from Illinois are saying the same thing. We're not letting him come after our immigrants. Look, dude, when it's the Border Patrol and the Department of Homeland Security, they don't have a choice. There is a rank and file system. And last time I checked, federal overrides a state trooper. So not going to happen. Kay Rousey, I'm just saying God gave us everything we need to cure all our sicknesses.
Absolutely.
50-50 on that one.
Yeah, I'm 50-50
I'm
on
50-50.
that.
God also gave people enough intelligence to become doctors, but they still have to do the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, under that philosophy, walk everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, God gave us the ability to walk where we want to go. Okay,
there you
true, I guess.
At Blaney, thanks for a great end to the week. You're welcome. A patzer. And insult to injury after high blood pressure, send RXs in, pharmacy flag because it could kill me. Doctors don't care. They just wanted to know my meds. None. Again, nitroglycerin, baby aspirins, do something.
Yeah.
And lots of water.
A new medical team
Stop
or something.
eating salt. Cadessa, keep me and my husband in y'all's prayer. Yesterday found out I'm pregnant and this is our first. Yay! Congratulations.
Awesome.
If, you know, that's what you want. Lauren Cooley, as Cindy's daughter and my dad as a doctor, it's the rules passed down from the government causing issues with the care from physicians. 15 minutes per patient is enough.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's doctors that even want to do the right thing can't. Same problem I have with the public education system. They got their hands tied. Next.
Striker J. Also, the consensus is that if we hit 10K, all of you are doing the Macarena for the kids. I request that you guys post to your socials. You have more reach. Please, for the kids. Link in my next comment.
That's not what we said.
That wasn't the agreement.
There's 15,000 people that watch this show every day.
Good
give
Lord, do
give
I not-
50 cents a day, and it's done. I didn't know. You want me to dance? It's going to cost a lot more than that.
No, it was just Tony.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I'll give more than 10 myself to the cause. So no, you want me to dance? Got to be a lot more than that. Next.
Nice. Okay, cool. I just read that chat. Sheila May, many people don't know that they use crushed up cockroaches as shellac on your fruits.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, they put all kinds of stuff. Insecticides, everything.
Nasty. Good source of protein, though.
No.
Kaloho, soundtrack from the Soundboard Lord, hot seat tracks on Spotify. Oh, cool. Didn't even know that was a thing. Nice.
Last one.
Sheila May, I used to be skinny until I kept eating American food, laughed my butt off.
Yeah.
Oh, another one.
One more. Miami Dolphin. God could give us more to heal our autoimmune systems with all this foreign DNA injected in us, but not yet. I will pray hard for that, though. Praise be to God.
Yep. All right. Ladies and
That's
gentlemen,
what we
thank you
got.
so much for the show. We'll see you next week. It's going to be a wild ride till January 20th, ladies and gentlemen. So, Tony, say goodbye.
Hasta next week, guys.
Roy, say goodbye.
See you guys.
All right. And Todd, say goodbye.
Love you, miss you, mean it.
All right. And as always, I'm Graham Allen. Stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.